Hello, everyone, and welcome to this brand new class, dbm 3510, data visualization and presentation. I just want to do a quick overview of what to expect. This is Canvas, because you're as far as our learning management system. And I'm going to basically change my view here, and I'm going to pretend to be a student. Now, basically, the course is laid out very cleanly, so it shouldn't be a problem navigating through it. What I would suggest, take a look at the general navigation of Canvas. Hopefully, you're used to this. Things like the to-do list is here. Basically, what you're responsible for each week. Pretty straightforward. The due dates, etc. I really like this class. The topic is rather sophisticated, but the class is laid out very cleanly. All right, let me launch ahead so you have access to the syllabus. And it's a very basic syllabus. Take a look at the information here. Essentially, number of credit hours, the title. That's about as clean as of a syllabus. Essentially required, what you're required to do, what the grading policies are, attendance. I would just make sure you're logging into Canvas every day, go to activities. It's designed so that, if you go to the discussion questions, do the assignments, you won't have a problem with attendance. Makeup policy, I generally am relatively lenient, but there's a 20% deduction if you're missing the due date. And yes, the due dates in these 5-week courses come very quickly. Essentially, every Sunday, something is due. All right. If you have special needs, you probably have registered that necessity with the Ancora educational system. Just briefly, I'm going to task you to read through the syllabus itself, some of the concepts. This is a new course, and so some interesting things in here. Everything is digitized, meaning it's an ebook, and essentially hosted by UCertify, which is a very, very stable environment. In my industry experience under this topic, and this topic is becoming very important because data visualization is kind of the core level of machine learning and AI, and which is probably why you're interested in it. So I'm scrolling through these rather rapidly, but the course is constructed with 5 learning units, which correspond to each of the weeks. This course is I'm probably, this is my first time teaching it, but I like the way that it's laid out, and I think you will appreciate it. So that's the syllabus. I will task you to read through that. That is very important that you understand some of the components of it. The announcements, and I'm still working on the announcements. I'll add this video, but please review all of there's a welcome note, the UCertify support, how you create a ticket, etc. Tutoring and academic advising if you need that. The e-resource tools, including the library, etc. And then I want to point to this due dates. I'm actually going to open this up because I have taken the time to create kind of this calendar. And you can scroll through it, and basically week by week, what do you need to do? Log into Canvas every day. And you can even download this little kind of calendar that I created. So that's in the announcements. And along with that, there's an AI literacy. Basically, if you're going to use AI, make sure you cite your sources, and essentially just it's important, to learn from that experience. All right, so that's the announcements. And as I said, the course is laid out very cleanly. There's a little introduction here where I'm going to have my intro there. Eventually, I decided to wait until after, and it's just a very brief my introduction of my experience in teaching practices. And you are truly welcome to respond or add your own introduction. And then there's a questions and answer section. So this is just an open section. If you have any, nagging questions or something you're curious about, please add it and you just simply reply. And I will definitely respond to that expeditiously. Very, very important because everyone can see that it's a discussion forum. And then our ebook is basically hosted by UCertify, as you see here, and you'll actually, and I can't really show you this as a student, but you'll go through sections of this as you go through each of the components, and I will review this as we go through each of the weeks in the learning units. So please don't panic there. That's the ebook. Yes, it's all digital. And then the learning units. Learning units are laid out pretty cleanly. Each week or each learning unit has a discussion question. And I do want to talk about this. So the format of the discussion questions is that you should respond to make your initial response before Wednesday, the end of the day Wednesday or midnight on Wednesday, and then respond to two of your classmates' posts. And because this is a small class, I generally think they want us to stick to that. But if I see some issues with students not responding, so I'll just make sure to let you know what with my comments, because I will also add my responses to you all as well. So that's every week. Initial response before Wednesday, and then two responses to your classmates. And then you have the assignments, and they're all under UCertify. Excuse me, the assignments are not under UCertify. So let me clarify that. Basically, they're assignments put together by our curriculum development team. The first one, and I will review this when I review the learning unit 1. Installing Jupyter Notebook is not a big deal, so please don't panic there. And Visual Studio Code, or I think you're installing Visual Studio and Python, so hopefully that's not going to cause you to panic or anything like that. So I just want to review this. I will detail this during my learning unit review, and then you have a quiz, and it's just a Canvas quiz or UCertify quiz. And once again, I will have to come out of student mode to show you that. So, and each week is basically the same. If you click on the learning units, again, you see that each week, learning unit 1 through 5 all have discussion, question, an assignment, and a response, or excuse me, a quiz. All right. And then finally, there's a great book. There is a chat here, and I do check that periodically. There's a Google Drive if you want to use that. And then there's the library resources that you can tap into, and there's a ton of them. And I certainly will suggest that you not ignore that. Just keep clicking the Learn Library. I'm pretty sure you've heard about it. The Lucid Whiteboard, that's something that we're trying to use, but we'll see how that pans out. But let me come out of student mode for a bit here, or student view, just to make sure. And as you see, my view is a little bit more substantive, but that's kind of the course overview. I just wanted to quickly show you all that, and I'm going to stop sharing. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to stop sharing. All right. So, and I do want to formally welcome you all to this class. This will be an interesting experience for me. I've taught data visualization before, but not for Millimont or Anchor. And I'm looking forward to this class. It should be a great experience for us all. All right. Thank you all.